Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Heel Turn, the number one podcast for everything WWE. Welcome back to episode number 32. And joining me today is our regular producer.
Yep.
He went with us to Crown Jewel Perth, and his WWE ball knowledge is second to none. Will,
Yes.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm usually behind the camera, but in front of it today.
Yeah, Fraser and Jasper aren't here today. They're a bit unwell, under the weather, but that's okay because it's not going to stop us from recapping what was a pretty good week of wrestling, in my opinion.
Yes. What a week to miss, Jasper and Fraser.
Exactly. We are going to be recapping what happened on Raw and SmackDown, but the first thing we're going to get to is John Cena's final Raw, which took place yesterday, but of the time that we're recording this podcast, coming out in the world-famous Madison Square Garden, only to be interrupted by Dirty Dominic Mysterio, which was a bit of an interesting one because I didn't think that they'd rerun this back.
Well, I think the original plan, ages ago, was for Dom to, face Cena at Survivor Series. I'm not sure if the title switch was going to happen in Boston, but I think that was always the plan, but it was pretty interesting that they are running it back again. I think we've only got we've got one date left of Cena now, and
I think we have two. Survivor Series and
SN. We've got one that isn't set in stone yet, and his last three are against Dom. So you'd think they're setting Dom up heavy for something in 2026.
Yeah, and we will get to that match in more depth next week as part of our predictions episode. But if I just had to think straight off the bat, I'm pretty sure Cena's not winning at Survivor Series.
Yeah, something will happen. With the Judgment Day getting involved, of course. But what did you actually think of this match itself?
Look, I was a big fan, and I know that some people weren't, just because it might have been better if it was against just an individual opponent, which I do understand, of course. But I just think it was a good opportunity to allow John Cena to share the ring with, some of his greatest competitors in his time. So, I'm thankful that we got Rey Mysterio back after his injury back in April, right before WrestleMania. I'm thankful that he was able to get back in time to be able to do something with John Cena, which was this 6-man tag match. And Sheamus as well, who is in the last time is now tournament, but that pretty much says to me that Sheamus is not winning this tournament. But I thought it was a nice touch to be able to allow Cena to share the ring with some of his greatest competitors as well, and almost passing the torch to not just Dominic Mysterio as well, but the likes of JD McDonough. Not so much Finn Balor, but the likes of JD McDonough as well, who's young and upcoming as well, and who's unbelievable in the ring as well. But I thought it was good. I know some people didn't. What did you think about it?
In the moment, it was pretty cool. When Sheamus's music hit, his music shit at the moment. I don't know what's going on there. He got Def Rebelled. But when Rey Mysterio came out, and then obviously you get to the moment, all the spots. It's something live, it's very cool. But then once it's sort of over, you're that's what they did for his last Raw.
Yeah.
It's a bit underwhelming, I think, in the history books. You go back and look at what Cena's last Raw was. It was a 6-man tag match against the Judgment Day.
If just thinking about it, who would have you wanted to see? Would have you wanted to see John with against Rey Mysterio?
I would have, if it was in a perfect world, I would have had Cena Dom this week.
Yeah.
Have him win the title in the Garden, and then have I'm a big Carmelo Hayes guy, but it makes sense when Carmelo Hayes debuted, he cut the Ruthless Aggression promo like Cena did. To have, and he's from Massachusetts as well.
Yeah.
So I think that would have made more sense to have Cena Hayes in Boston, and then have Dominic this week.
Yeah, no, that's interesting as well.
Because then it also sets up it was Cena's last Raw, and his last Raw he won the one title he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, this time last week I didn't think that they were going to do Cena and Dom at Survivor Series just because they already did it on Raw.
Well, they set up Ray as well.
I know.
That was just a waste.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Dominic is the future And you have to look at it from that perspective, and the fact that he's able to share the ring with Cena twice is a pretty big deal for his career. But that ultimately I've accidentally skipped a slide, but that ultimately suggests to me that that Dom, that they're gonna move Dom and they're gonna give him a big push now, and maybe it sets up and I've said this before as well. I didn't know if they were just gonna keep the title on Dominic because they wanted to save it for a feud with the Judgment Day, like within the Judgment Day, like for Finn Balor or something like that. Now that it's at Survivor Series, I do think Dom will retain, and maybe they still save it for that sort of feud as well.
If it was going to happen with the Judgment Day, I feel like they would have pulled the trigger like 3 months ago.
Yeah, I know. But, like, Triple H.
But, his long-term storytelling isn't great. But,
yeah.
I don't, I'd assume they're not going to put Gunther... Gunther will go over, I'm guessing, against Cena.
Yeah.
Because I think Gunther will win it, no doubt, the tournament. So, if Cena wins against Dominic, you're not having Gunther carrying around the IC title.
Yeah.
So I think Gunther's going to go straight back into the main event. So
yeah,
I definitely think Dom drops it.
Yeah. Well, we will
wins it back.
Yeah. Well, we will get to that now. At the moment, we'll talk a little bit about the competitors who have already advanced in the Last Time Is Now tournament.
Yes.
As you just stated, Gunther is probably the most likely pick. However, I do think that for Cena's last match, I don't think he's going to hold the title. One, because I just think he needs to pass that back to Dom, and also it ruins the I guess prestige of the tournament. The meaning and the end goal is John Cena.
Yep.
It's not so much the Intercontinental Championship. So I just think going into his last match, it's the chance to bury John Cena, but it's also a chance for John Cena to put you over and things like that as well. It's not about winning the Intercontinental Championship. What's the benefit of Gunther winning the IC title when he's already held it for 2 years?
Exactly. And I think AEW showed it with Sting. He can go out winning a title in your last match. But I think Cena's just the type of guy. He won't go over in his last match.
Oh,
He'll
if it was against Sheamus or Rusev or some older talent,
yeah, something like that.
You could
I'd see it.
If it's someone like Gunther, LA Knight, maybe a Carmelo Hayes, which we'll get to in a sec, then maybe. But looking at it now, of all the men on the screen there, you have to think it's Gunther. You have to assume it's going to be Gunther
with the new theme back and everything.
Yeah, I know.
They're just setting him up for success.
And also this week, we also have Carmelo Hayes versus Bronson Reed and Finn Balor versus Penta, the last two remaining matches in the 16-man tournament, for the first round matches as well. Just looking at it, I would really love Carmelo to win and go ahead with that.
Yes.
I have a feeling it could be Bronson.
Well, no, the person the next week has to go up against Gunther, so...
Yeah.
It really depends what you want to do with Carmelo Hayes, because I feel like we saw with Javon. Javon had a very good match.
And Carmelo and Javon are sort of similar, especially in ring as well. Obviously Javon's a little bit more athletic and high flying, but Carmelo's got his nothing but net and his leg drop as well, and so Javon and Gunther was actually a very good match. They complemented each other well, and I thought it was great. But
the ending was a bit weird. He sort of tapped.
Yeah.
Didn't tap all the way.
It would have been better if Javon hadn't have tapped and he just passed out.
Yeah.
Tapping out is a little bit of a bad look.
Hidden Jey Uso's finisher.
Yeah, I know. But I want Carmelo to win, but I feel like Bronson could just as the dominant force, unless it aligns with War Games plans. Maybe the main event. Maybe the main event on SmackDown is Carmelo and Bronson, and then the War Games. Maybe the ref gets knocked out, and then some shenanigans happen with the War Games teams, and then Carmelo comes in and gets the win, which would be cool.
Because when Carmelo Hayes got drafted, he had that match against Cody Rhodes. So there's history.
Yeah, there is
something to break out at the end of SmackDown.
Yeah, and then the other one, Finn Balor and Penta. I think we all know that it probably should be Penta. and I want it to be Penta.
Yeah, like Finn Balor, like I guess like there's something there because they just versed yesterday as of recording this. They just had a match, so
I don't know. I'm not sold on that idea. Like I think it was just a way for Dom and Cena to have something. I think if you have Penta in that tournament, not that Penta I think will be John Cena's last opponent, but like, I mean, I just think Penta going through would be the best move.
What is it? I think it's Carmelo, Bronson face Gunther, and then Penta, Balor face Solo.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So
Penta and Solo would be pretty cool.
Wanted to set up something between the Bloodline or the MFTs and Judgment Day.
Yeah,
it's there for Balor to win.
It is there as well, but I feel like Penta's also the type. Like Rey Fenix on SmackDown as well is also feuding with Solo and the MFTs as well, if we remember. So maybe if Penta has a match with Solo and then that sort of transpires over to Raw, and then you might have something with Rey Fenix and Penta crossing over. You never know. Could happen. Whether it does, I'm not sure. But at this point, I mean, you have to think that Gunther's probably the most likely man. And let's hope that whoever's facing Jey Uso next week, at this stage it's either Rusev or LA Knight, I'd imagine.
I think so.
Or Sheamus. One of those guys. Let's just hope that they can defeat Jey Uso. It's nothing against the person. It's just the character. It's just the booking of it. And
knowing Triple H, it will be LA Knight versus Jey Uso.
Yeah,
and it'll be a Jey Uso squash match. You'll win in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I know. But we'll move on now to the men's WarGames match and how that is shaping up, because the two big dogs, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, both returned on Raw, making up the final members of the two WarGames teams. Although we don't actually know if Roman is 100% locked in, but I mean, you can assume that he will.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Just because, of his history with Cody and Punk, if you want to look at it from that perspective as well. But we also had Jimmy Uso and Drew McIntyre as well make up the fourth members as well.
Yes.
Drew McIntyre outsmarting Nick Aldis, and really it was Paul Heyman in the end, but making up that team. But looking at the heel team, the Bronze, Logan, Drew and Brock, that's a pretty stacked team.
Yeah, it is. Like, Logan is what he is, but it's just, I don't know, it's just a bit of a weird... Like, obviously, they had him, like, a month, 2 months to figure this out after Seth's injury.
Yeah.
So it would have been interesting to see what they were doing. You'd probably have Brock out of it. You'd probably have Seth over Brock.
Yeah.
And then Theory's in there somewhere.
I would have loved Austin Theory.
What's going on with Theory at the moment?
I would have loved Austin Theory.
Yeah, but the team is stacked. I mean, the heel team's never going to win in WarGames. I think it happened once when, like, Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Won the first ever one in NXT.
Yeah. That's an interesting take, because I had the idea that if the two men there were going to be Brock and Cena and not Brock and Roman, I would have 100% said excuse me. I would have 100% said Team Cena.
Yeah.
Looking at it now that it's not Cena, if it was anybody else other than Roman or Cena, I probably would have said the heel team. Now that Roman's back, I think it just makes sense for Team Roman to prevail over Team Brock.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if you want to build up, not so much Logan and Drew because they're their own person, but if you want to build up the Bronze and the Vision in general and how they've been progressing in WWE so far this year, you'd have the Bronze stand out above the rest in this match. Not because, let's be honest, Brock doesn't need to. He's Brock Lesnar. I just think it's a good opportunity to propel Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed as the true future, along as the Vision with Paul Heyman. In which cases I back in Team Vision to win, and I kind of want Team Vision to win as well, because I don't really know what Cody and the Usos really benefit from a win like this.
Yeah.
And even Roman, let's be honest.
No one needs it on this side. But the thing I hated, because the second they turned heel on Seth, it was like they were going to be set up as the next big things. They're on the
But
poster.
by the way, he was there
Yeah.
when the vision turned on Seth
I
Rollins.
was luckily there, but they've got them on the poster. But then there's like the little things I noticed when I watched Raw yesterday. They're getting beaten up by the Usos when everyone's going out for that scrimmage. Like, yeah, Roman came at the end and speared Bronson Reed. But, like, when it was, like, that 4-on-4, like,
Yeah.
they're getting beaten up by the Usos. Like, I don't know what they're doing with them at this point. Like, I'm surprised Bron Breakker didn't win the championship. Like, we're going real deep cut here. But I just don't understand what they're doing with the Vision. So that's why I'm like, I don't see them winning.
Yeah, and that's a good call. And I guess Bronson pinning Roman at Crown Jewel was a good little step in a way. And obviously the Bronze beating the Usos, which also probably needed to happen as well.
Yeah.
Obviously Bronson lost to Roman at Clash of Paris, but then the beatdown happened after that. But other than that, they haven't been utilised and built up in a way that's, you know, damaging. Like Bron hasn't beaten anyone significant yet.
Like the amount of hype they had when they turned on Seth and Bron walked out with the championship. Like everyone's seen that photo of him walking down the ramp. Nothing's happened since that. He just like turned it back to WWE. Didn't try and keep it. Didn't even enter the Battle Royal.
You could have let them enter the Battle Royal, and then Bron Breakker could have won the World Championship.
Yeah, I just don't get... I reckon they've put the Vision on the back burner for the rest of this year. And have the heels have the faces go over.
One way to bring it back is to have Team Vision win at War Games, but really highlight the Bronze out of anyone else. But it's probably not going to happen because, as you said, Team Babyface usually prevails, and it's probably the most predictable and likely choice. Like I thought, like it in a War Games match, there's a difference between who you want to win and who actually needs the win. Like, I think last year, the Bloodline versus Bloodline, like, Team Roman and, like, OG Bloodline had to win that one.
Yeah.
If they lost, then the whole, you know, Tribal Chief, Ulafala battle, which led to the Raw premiere on Netflix, you know, it would have been pointless.
I was thinking about that when Solo came out to Raw this week. I was like, at the start of the year, Solo was, like, top. Like, not top of the company, but he was there. He was in the main event picture.
Yeah.
And now he's getting this, like, he's facing Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, last year, Team Roman and OG Bloodline, which was the babyface team, like, needed to win.
Yeah.
Team Vision need to win.
It's a Triple H booking masterclass.
Yeah, it is.
Are you getting a bit tired of War Games?
I know people are. I personally love the match. Like I don't know what it is about War Games. I just love the match. I love the nature of the steel structure, and you know what? It was kind of dying on me a little bit, but after I saw OG Bloodline and New Bloodline last year, I just thought that storyline was perfect, and they did that perfect at War Games as well. I know people were a bit not sold on it because The Rock didn't show up after that match, which some people were predicting and wanted to see happen as well. Personally, I love the match. I also like the fact that we have a pretty stacked lineup, like Roman and Brock Lesnar. Like it's going back 10 years ago. You know what I mean? The two big dogs. I love the match. I know some people were a bit not hesitant, but just not sold on it.
It's a very cool match, like, structure.
Do you prefer the old 5v5 one?
For this scenario, I do, because, like, when War Games came back in 2017, it was, like, because they hated each other. Like, I think it was Sanity, I think it was Undisputed Era, and I think it was Authors of Pain, and they just, like, hated each other, so they put them in War Games. I just don't get, like... In this match right now, like, Cody and Drew are feuding, like, actively feuding.
Yeah, that makes sense as well.
Like, Punk was, like, with Logan Paul, but that was just to set up War Games.
Yeah, because in War Games, there's always a matchup, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Usos and the Vision, Like, they beat him, like, at WrestlePalooza, but there wasn't, like, actively, like, a feud. And then Brock and Roman, there isn't actively a feud either. So,
But it's the history factor. It's going back 10
Yeah.
years ago. You can make that claim. And let's be honest, like, Brock Lesnar, so he had his thing with John Cena. Then 2 years before that, it was Cody.
yeah.
And then you could argue before Cody, it was Roman. So he's not too, in terms of his career and his character storyline, he's not too far past his Roman phase. Like 2022 WrestleMania, you know what I mean?
I just think it should be a bit like Hell in a Cell. Like, we haven't seen Hell in a Cell at all this year.
Yeah.
Because no feud has really warranted it.
But if you're going to do that, the match has to be a 5-star banger.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to get a 5-star banger in a Hell in a Cell match, especially in this day and age. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you had your Triple H's and Undertakers and everything like that.
The last 2 Hell in a Cell matches we had, Drew Punk and Rhodes Rollins, they were both 5-star matches.
Yeah.
So
exactly. So you have to make sure, like, that's just the thing with it. You have to make sure that the match is good.
Yeah. I'll be surprised if they do War Games next year. I think, like you said, like, some people are getting, a bit antsy about it. I do think, like, if this flops, like, we won't see War Games for a while. I reckon War Games will go back to an NXT thing if this doesn't do well.
Yeah, okay.
But,
interesting.
Because how long has it been on the main roster for? Like
2021 or this stuff? 2022.
2022. I don't know, that's when I wasn't paying too much attention to it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just sort of run its course. Too many people are getting a bit tired of War Games. I think if they can build something up, like last year was pretty good because
last year was perfect.
They had the bloodline story, like, as much as people
you could see it happen.
Shit on it now, but
yeah, you could see it happen.
It actually it was built up. Like, there was a reason for having War Games. I just don't see the reason for having War Games.
Maybe the fact that Roman and Brock are the main guys now, that maybe it catches your eye a little bit more, which in a way is a good thing because it's Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is still the top of the company, even though he's a bit part-time at the moment. But we'll move on anyway to the women's side of the War Games matchup. This one, the build-up to this one has been pretty below par, if you ask me.
I don't really know what's happening here.
A bit like last year's War Games one. Because remember last year when we had Liv Morgan and Nia Jax at Crown Jewel, and then literally straight after that, we'll team up at War Games. You know, like Tiffany Stratton was about to cash in at Crown Jewel, and then all of a sudden, we're good. We'll team up. Like that one. The even though that match was all right. Like, obviously, the main things that stand out was Io Sky's moonsault with the bin on her head and Tiffany Stratton's moonsault, whatever it was. I can't remember. I'm not saying that this actual match is going to be a bad match, because I think sometimes at, like, the Women's Elimination Chamber match this year, the Rumble, the Money in the Bank match, and like it suggests, like, it's all the signs are pointing towards this match, as in the in-ring work and what they're going to produce will be very, very good. But it just doesn't make sense. No. And you could argue, so you've got this whole match is centered around the tag team championships. Yeah. Like, let's be honest. Like, it's not as if the Kabuki Warriors and Lash Legends and Nia Jax, like, get along in any way. Like, everyone here are separate tag teams that are just joining.
And then you put in Becky Lynch in the heel team and AJ Lee in the face team.
I think that's going to be the go. Because, War Games are always centered around especially the women's one is always centered around an individual feud. Like Rhea Liv last year, like that. What was it Lee before? Damage Control and... Yeah,
Damage Control and I forget.
Yeah, but, like might have been Bianca and a few other people as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, it's all centered around the tag titles within this picture as well. But we'll talk about Charlotte Flair. She quit the team. Alexa Bliss cuts a promo.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Charlotte's back. I mean, if Charlotte was going to be the the person to be in it. I don't know what the point of that was.
Yeah, I don't understand what is going on.
If anything, they should have just like Charlotte and Rhea should have just cut a promo and then been like, I'll work for you. I'll work with you for this match, but don't expect me to be your friend or anything like that. A bit like Bailey and Io last year, like when they had to team up.
Even Punk and Roman last year.
Oh, exactly. So you can look at it from that way, which I don't really get about Charlotte as well. In terms of the final members, as we just said, probably AJ and Becky.
Yeah, I think that's pretty well set up. At least AJ.
Yeah.
At least.
But I don't really think there's much to digest in at this point in time. Maybe we'll see what happens, in the coming days on SmackDown and on Raw, and we can when we can go through our prediction episode as well. But at this stage, it's pretty normal.
Just pretty shit storytelling.
Yeah.
So far with this one, there's not much.
I agree. Well, we'll move on to Maxxine Dupri, who won the Intercontinental Championship over Becky Lynch. This made me very happy, by the way.
This is what we need more of, pulling the trigger when it's hot.
Yeah.
It was there to be done, and they just pulled the trigger. They did it. I'm happy with it.
Also, we said last week on the podcast that if Maxxine Dupri won, I would get a Penta mask and wear it for an episode on the podcast.
Jasper's got to do the same thing.
Jasper has to do the same thing because he said that LA Knight would not beat his mystery opponent, which was Zack Ryder. But as soon as Zack Ryder came out, I think we all knew that LA Knight was going to win that. So me and Jasper both have to do it. We have to wear a Penta mask. We said we were. We'll go on WWE Shop, even though it's going to be hella expensive. We'll buy it.
Let's get a fake one.
And and we'll wear it for an episode in honor of Maxxine Dupri winning the Intercontinental title. But yeah, back to what you said about when the trigger's hot and when the iron's hot, you better strike. I'm so happy they did. I was actually backing in Maxxine to win. I thought she would win. I know Jasper and Fraser last week said that she wouldn't win, but I was confident that she would, because when you build up something for not quite a while, but like when you give someone that chance and you constantly give them that chance, it suggests that it's eventually going to pay off. Like we saw with Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, like obviously Jade was unlucky at SummerSlam, but in the matches leading up to that, the next matches that they had another one on SmackDown. It was a double disqualification. Yeah. Like Tiffany didn't actually pin Jade. The other one in the triple threat match, Tiffany didn't actually pin Nia. Like Jade, got her face busted open as well. Yeah. And then you give Jade that opportunity and she's able to take it. Like if we look at those other two matches with Maxxine and Becky didn't actually beat Maxxine in any of them. No. So that sort of suggested to me that Maxxine actually has the ability to beat a heel Becky Lynch when she's not 100% focused. And we saw that with AJ Lee yesterday. But this made me very happy. Hopefully it propels Becky into the main event scene.
Yeah, so that's what I was just thinking about. Like, where does this... So I think Becky does Survivor Series and then goes into the main event. Probably goes to SmackDown because Jade Cargill needs someone to face. So what does this leave Maxxine with? Because this is really the first time we've seen a full-on mid-carder hold the IC title.
This is where you could bring back Dakota Kai. I mean, not that they're thinking of it, but like genuinely you could, because, well, let's also think about it from this way. Lyra now can actually challenge for the Intercontinental Championship because Becky's no longer the champion. Yeah. And I also want to stress, Becky doesn't need to go after this title again. She doesn't need a rematch with Maxxine. She's too good for it. And if she was to have another match with Maxxine, she'd probably win. But we've got if you want to, I mean, Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vaquer, I don't know.
I was thinking Ivy Nile.
Yeah.
But that's like months too late. Like the trigger is cold on this one. Unlike this where it was super hot.
But in terms of like 2025 as a standalone year, I'm pretty happy like with the introduction of the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
I'm not so much happy about the Women's United States one, but the Intercontinental Championship has been a success. I will put that out there. But now maybe it's more of a chance to give people like Ivy Nile, Lyra Carey another chance. Maybe even possibly Bailey.
Roxanne
Perez
Raquel
and
Rodriguez.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Those, if I had to pick two, those would be my two.
Hopefully it opens the door a little bit more. And I think Maxxine is going to do that with this title, because I don't think she's going to be and she's spoken before about how she felt like she had to earn the opportunity and which she did. And I don't think she's going to back down from, a fight like the Judgment Day or something like that. Like, I'll defend the title when I feel like it. No, I think not like an open challenge, but like we'll have Maxxine, willingly be open to defending her championship, and she's put in a lot of work as well. Do you think though that it would have been cool if AJ had beaten Becky for this title? Because let's just remember, Becky tapped out to AJ at WrestlePalooza as well.
I do think that would have made more sense for AJ to have beaten Becky. But AJ had that leave for ages.
Yeah.
So what was the pay-per-view? Like a crown jewel, it would have made sense for AJ Lee.
I thought that's what we were going to get.
To face Becky Lynch. But it is what it is. I guess AJ Lee's probably more part-time than she is full-time. So maybe they didn't want to put a title on her.
And this wasn't a bad decision at all by WWE.
No.
It worked out very well.
It still sets up AJ versus Becky. Maybe they're doing AJ versus Becky for a world title at some point in the future.
Yeah, but congratulations to Maxxine Dupri. Yeah. Well, we'll move on. Will has a bit of a... what do you have? Just explain.
Will's Wild Take.
Oh, new segment.
So we're doing a new
segment.
Oh my
God. What have you got for us, mate?
My wild take is that we've all known that WWE's booking and Triple H's booking has not been the greatest this year. I think we've all seen the Cena heel turn. Nothing came of it, really. We've seen LA Knight, Jey Uso, just to name a few. I believe I'm going to give WWE a pass this year. If it's shit next year, we've got some real issues. But I think the whole John Cena retirement tour has completely wrecked what WWE was going to do this year. I've loved it, especially the back end of what they've done with Cena. But personally, I believe that John Cena's retirement tour has ruined WWE of what they were planning it to be this year, and has just led to them making these weird booking decisions, these weird calls at times.
So, what plans do you think that they could have had in place if they didn't allow Cena to turn heel? Because, in my view, I somewhat agree in terms of if we got face Cena and face Cody at WrestleMania, that would have been a great match because that's basically what it was at SummerSlam. Yeah. But the build up to that would have been pretty lackluster because it was face versus face.
Yeah.
And then I guess the same with Randy Orton now, because I guess last time that they faced Randy was the heel.
You can have Randy Orton. Maybe that's where he turns heel on John Cena.
Potentially. Yeah, you're right.
I just think they really...
I didn't think of that. You're right. Yeah.
I just think they really overthought what they wanted to do. And then they just sort of got left in this pile where Cena was a heel, but everyone was still cheering for him, so he wasn't really a heel. And then The Rock, obviously, that's out of WWE's control. The Travis Scott stuff, that happened. It's crazy to think that all happened this year.
That happened around episode 2 of the podcast.
It's been a crazy year. I really think they shot themselves in the foot. They didn't know entirely what they wanted to do, so they just kept changing their mind over and over again. I feel like they knew they wanted Cody Cena at Mania and SummerSlam and stuff like that.
I feel like the reason for that as well is there was a period there where Raw was ending the same way every single week.
Yeah.
In terms of the Vision, Jey Uso, LA Knight, CM Punk, and it was happening a lot.
Well, also, Cena should have been on Raw for a majority of he was on 100%. SmackDown.
Yeah.
Put him on Netflix. That's where the viewership is. But I just really think they had an idea of what they wanted to do. I feel like Cena was fine with it. and then they just kept contradicting themselves. Like, what if we do this? What if we do that? What if we turn him heel? I feel like it's just ruined their entire year, and they're sort of at the end now. Well, all right, just get Cena over the line, get his last match done, and then we'll do a complete reset.
It's a fresh start.
Because, like, we were supposed to have a draft
Mm.
this year. We didn't have a draft. Like, we had a few superstars jump ship, but, like, we were supposed to have a full-on draft this year. And I think, like, Dave Meltzer reported it. But that just never happened. I reckon they just kept contradicting themselves, being like, okay, let's get to the end, let's get Cena done. And, he's done now. He's got 2 more matches.
They should be looking at 2026 as a fresh start for WWE. Like, Liv Morgan's going to come back. We got to prepare for that. Bianca Belair's going to come back. We got to prepare for that. Seth will at some point.
Well, even like Chad Gable.
Chad Gable as well.
Kevin Owens.
Like, we've got so many guys that are guys and gals that are off now because they're injured. But we've also got opportunity with these people like Carmelo Hayes and even to a certain extent Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
Austin Theory's going to come back. Can they do something with Grayson Waller that we've all been crying out for? It's probably not going to happen. But in terms of like, there needs to be a process where after Cena's match, they sit down. They're probably already doing this. Hopefully they are. Where they sit down, they're mapping out 2026. What can we do? I mean, obviously...
They should have a rough idea of what they want to do. At least to WrestleMania. They should know. And, like, just stick with it. Because I remember what was Unreal. That's
yeah.
They had, like, a very good WrestleMania planned out for what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it just changed. Don't contradict yourself.
Yeah, I know.
Keep it with what you want to do.
What did they have? They had like a couple of like ladder matches in there, and they had.
Let me see if I.
They had all these. They had all these cool matches. I remember.
Yeah, there was, like, it was always Cena, Cody. Cody first, Cena. Reigns. Hold on. Punk, Rollins, Gunther, Ripley, Belair, Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax for the championship, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Wyatt 6 Judgment Day, which we never really saw that. Charlotte and Becky versus Io Sky and Asuka, AJ, Logan Paul, Bad Bunny, Dominic Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Chad Gable. Like, we didn't really... We saw a couple of them, but we didn't see all of them.
Rey Mysterio and Chad Gable sort of was going to happen.
Yeah, and then Rey
the El Grande. But, yeah, like, not contradicting yourself. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Have 2026 be a reset. Have a fresh start in WWE. I mean, obviously, what ticket prices and ESPN stuff you can't control. Well, I mean, you can to a certain extent.
VPN,
but
or if you live in the US, VPN.
Yeah, or just live in Australia where you can watch WWE on Netflix.
Oh, it is so easy for us.
It's easy. We don't have to chop and change between every different outlet and commercial.
The only thing that's hard is Saturday night's main event.
Yeah,
and that's on YouTube for free. So.
Yeah. We just watch that. I'll just watch it on my laptop. It's that part is actually okay as well. But it's good. We got a good in Australia here.
Gone are the days of cable, Foxtel.
The Heel Turn podcast has got it. Will.
Yes.
I want you to see how far you can go back naming the undisputed WWE champions. So we're starting at Cody Rhodes now. Let's see how many you can do and to go all the way down.
I'm pretty confident. How many do you reckon I can name if you keep count?
How many years can you go back?
I reckon I can get back to at least WrestleMania 30.
That's like 2015, 10 years ago?
I reckon I can maybe go back to 2011.
Oh my gosh. Should I keep count? I'll
just keep count.
I'll keep count. All right. Starting with Cody Rhodes now.
So Cody Rhodes obviously beat Cena at SummerSlam, who beat Rhodes at WrestleMania, who beat Roman at WrestleMania. Roman beat Brock at WrestleMania in Dallas. Brock beat Bobby Lashley on, I believe it was New Year's Day.
Maybe don't worry about when they beat them.
And then Bobby beat Brock. Brock beat Big E. Big E beat Bobby. Bobby beat The Miz.
That's 10.
Who beat Drew McIntyre. Who beat... Oh, there's someone else in there. Who did Drew beat Randy Orton,
Mhm.
who beat Drew,
Yeah.
who beat Brock.
Hold on.
Brock
Yeah.
Brock beat Kofi.
Yeah.
Kofi beat Daniel Bryan, who beat AJ
Yeah.
Styles, who
Yeah.
beat Jinder Mahal,
Yeah.
who beat Randy.
Yeah.
Oh, Randy beat Bray.
That's 20.
Bray beat Cena. Cena beat AJ. AJ beat Dean Ambrose, who beat Seth Rollins, who beat Roman. And Roman beat Triple H.
Yeah.
Triple H won it in the Rumble. So it was technically Roman who he beat. Roman beat Sheamus, who beat Roman. Yeah. Roman... It was Seth Rollins before him. It was vacated.
That's 30.
Oh, Rollins. Rollins beat Brock at Mania, who Brock beat Cena. Cena, it was vacated. I think Daniel Bryan beat Orton, who I think beat Daniel Bryan because it was vacated. And I think Bryan beat Orton,
Yeah.
who Orton beat Bryan.
Yeah.
And then Bryan beat Cena,
Yeah.
who beat The Rock,
Yeah.
who beat CM Punk.
That's 40.
Who beat Alberto Del Rio,
Yeah.
who beat Cena,
Yeah.
who beat Rey Mysterio.
No. No. Alberto again.
Alberto.
And then John and then Ray.
John and then Ray. Fuck. Okay.
That was 42.
That's
So you went
pretty
back.
good.
You said you could before off air at the start before we started. He said he could go back to 2015. You went back to 2011.
That's pretty good because I started
That is good.
watching wrestling when I was 10. 10 or 9.
Yeah.
Like Survivor Series 2015. That's when I started watching wrestling.
Yeah.
So I was confident I could get back to it.
I'll give you a hand, mate. You did so good. That was
I-
42.
I've got bowl knowledge, I'm telling you.
That was unbelievable. Well done. Do you think the normal wrestling fan would be able to go back that far?
Not that far, because I think they would have 100% dropped. Like Roman, the fact that Roman held it for so long definitely helps.
Oh yeah.
Especially because they weren't in that boom period.
But even the likes of when it got handed over pretty quickly, there was a period there where you were going like Orton, Cena, and then Daniel Bryan, and then
because I know it's Bryan Orton, Bryan Orton, Bryan Orton, and then it's Cena, and then there's Cena Orton, Orton, and then Batista's in there at one point, and Edge and stuff.
Mate, you went back bloody 14 years, mate. So
yeah, it was pretty good.
That was good.
I nearly went back as far as I've been alive. 5 years off. So
yeah, well done, mate.
I'll take that.
Well, we're going to wrap it up here on Heel Turn today, episode 32. Thank you so much for watching or listening, wherever you might be. Join us for episode 33 next week, where hopefully we get a few more names back,
Yes.
or it could just be Will again, because today's episode was another banger. But we'll be going through our Survivor Series War Games predictions, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And
Yes.
we are closing on to 450 subscribers on the Heel Turn podcast. So if you watch along, thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you all next week. Oh.